So there we have it, folks. Let's talk about round 2 of the 2025 FIA World Rallycross Championship, the Magic Weekend at Hoyers. It was magic, to say the least. A bit like with F1, we had weather playing a massive factor, so let's just talk about it. Now, I have quite a few hours in Automobilista 2. Some of them I've been in the soaking wet in the Rallycross cars, done a similar thing in Project Cars 2. But I haven't seen conditions quite like that before. And it just meant some wet and wild action. I found it absolutely spectacular to watch, much like with the British Grand Prix. And it created all of these different storylines as well for the world of Rallycross. From the wet and dry qualifying sessions to that absolutely flooded final. It just was absolutely spectacular. It's great to see that you can get ICEs and EVs to compete on those kinds of tracks and compete a little bit similar to each other as well. I was really impressed with Rutkanen's performance this weekend. I was also impressed with Donovan, but at the same time, you can understand why the KMS squad made the switch, given that there's 100 kilograms worth of weight fluctuation between the gains that the ICE cars had in weight and the loss of weight that the EVs found. But I do wonder if the EOT will become more like a BOP, the equivalence of technology formula, which gave this advantage to EVs, may swing a bit further back towards ICEs. At the same time, we could easily see the Hansons, or we could even see PGRX, or the Gronholm kind of Volvo CE dealer team doing the switches. Because, well, you've got the i20 platform, which CE dealer team uses, and PGRX, and both of them were constructed by the Gronholm team. If they're going to go, okay, ICE is going to get lighter and EV is going to get slightly heavier, teams get one switch per season. So what are the odds that you might see something like that happen again? I think that if they're going to do something like that, they need to do a full BOP, right? And they need to be able to publish to go, okay, we're going to give the KMS ones a little bit more weight and put a little bit less on, I don't know, let's say the Hansons. I mean, that's going to be controversial and people will cry bias, but that is the kind of thing that they're going to have to look at doing because, well, when you have something like EOT or BOP, it's never just about the different powertrains. It's always about the car to car. Now, the question is also a matter of how much of this is because Johan Kristoffersson could work really well with the cars that the KMS squad put together, and how much of this is actually because, well, that VW is a better car. I think you could argue, because of the fact that OC Baby didn't make the final, because of the fact that Bergstrom's car broke down in pretty much every race that he was in this weekend, unlucky fella, I think we could actually argue that, well, it's not down to just the car. It is down to the driver. And you can't just punish the driver with EOT. Because then you're punishing another driver because someone else is better than them. And I mean, Johan Kristoffersson's a 7-time champion. You don't just get that for being in the outright fastest car every single season. No, because there are so many different formats that he's been quick over. And yeah, he beat some of the best in equal machinery. Look at Peter Solberg, the first 2 times he was the world champion for WorldRX. And Kristoffersson comprehensively beat him in the 2 seasons they had together. So I get why people would be saying, well, actually, it should be more of a BOP. To be honest, I don't necessarily like the EOT. I think if they keep it the way it is, you're just going to have more people being incentivized to be on the EVs. But sometimes this weekend, we saw the Euro X cars being faster than the WorldRX cars. So it's not just a weight thing, it is a propulsion thing. And if you can get the weight and the propulsion to be relatively balanced, so that you say have the ICEs be slightly better in the lower grip conditions, the wet, and maybe a little bit on the gravel, and then the EVs being faster on the tarmac, and especially make it so that it does be a kind of wet, dry, tarmac, gravel balance. That's really good for the EOT. But either way, let's talk about the championship standings. Niklas Gronholm still leads by 6 points over Johan Kristoffersen, who is 6 points himself, clear of Tibi Hansen. OC Vaby is in 4th on 29, Kevin Hansen is in 5th on 28, tied with Juha Ritkonen. Then St Donovan on 25, Anderson on 24, and then if we were to go a bit further, we would see everybody else who has only done 1 or 2 races down below that. So yes, overall an enjoyable experience. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section down below, folks. Thank you so much for watching and joining us as always, and until next time, it's bye-bye for now.